the game.
So this is like shortly
Took it
after
out to the back of the barn and just popped it the fuck off.
Nighthaven. The game was doing very well for a few weeks.
For a few weeks.
Just look at it on the monthly.
For a few weeks.
So following Nighthaven, it actually like stabilized really well in the 40k range, and this is without even considering the console player base.
Yeah.
So hovering around like the 40k range, peaked at 50k. So if you include console, maybe that's like 100k players. Slowly dipped a little bit next weekend, rises again, 49k on the 26th of October.
Usually goes up on the weekends.
And then on the then we start to see a bit of a dip on the Monday, on the Tuesday as to be expected, and then we get the announcement that there's going to be no more content. And we see this massive drop off here.
Literally 2/3 of the player base quit that day. One day, and they lose 2/3 of their player base.
From 35k to 12k players. It's understandable. People don't want to play an MMO that isn't going to be supported anymore.
Yeah.
It's so sad. What bizarre timing. I feel so confused, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to pull this up on Discord. This is something that I was saying.
I mean, I honestly, like, if I were them, I wouldn't have said they were gonna cancel it either. Like, maybe they had to for legal reasons, since it's the end of the year and they had to like guarantee a year of service or something like that. Maybe there's like some EU regulation. But in general, like, yeah, I would have never said this.
This is aged very weirdly. So this was on July 13th.
Yeah.
Just before I revisited New World. Anyone caught up with New World? How's the game been doing this year? I'll show a screenshot. It was like 7k peak. It wasn't doing too good. I say, I'm considering checking it out again, but it doesn't look like there's been any major updates. I feel like the game is on track to be shut down, and I'll actually be sad when it is.
Well, here we are.
I like it overall, I just don't play it.
That's the problem, though, right? That's the thing. Is that a lot of people, like, this is the issue. If you like the game but you don't play it, well, you don't really like it that much, do you? I mean, that's what happens.
Thinking of ways to give New World a new lease of life, a rework for the game. Let me know your thoughts on this, and I was like theorizing ways that they could kind of make the game more evergreen, something that you could play year round.
It's just,
like, I guess I had this this feeling that something wasn't right all the way back in July.
It was obvious that the game was dying a year ago. Anybody who thought that it wasn't dying, like, I reacted to a video and I said it was dying a year ago. Many people realized this. There were some New World fans that were on copium, but I mean, you just can't. The thing is that I mean, even if you have the player base that New World has, it doesn't have a subscription. It doesn't have pay to win, really. So you're really relying on a battle pass with some like minor amounts of pay to win, but not really. And you're relying on a battle pass and a handful of other things to make all of your money. You're just not going to be able to support a video game on there. That's the truth. Especially one that's required so much development like New World. First expansion killed it for me. Yeah, paid DLC too. Yeah.
And just a few months later, I did not expect this to happen so soon. Definitely not. I think this is a surprise to everyone. It's so sad because New World was one of the few good, in my opinion, pretty good modern MMOs to release. It actually had the best graphics.
It did.
Like all the updates, it had some of the best MMO graphics.
Yep.
It wasn't perfect. It was clunky as hell at times.
That's the problem. That was the fundamental problem with New World. That's the reason why it didn't retain a player base. If a game doesn't play well, it's a bad game. Period. Bad games don't play well. Good games play well. Like, if you go back and you play Classic WoW plays well. New World does not play well. It's janky. And they never fix that. At a very core level, it jerks your character around. It's really jarring whenever you're in combat. Like, a lot of the very, very core functionalities of the game have problems. Like the amount of mob pushing that they had. Like, And those were the things that they really should have dealt with and really applied their time on. Because if you would fix those things, then like the extra content doesn't matter, because all of the people that are playing the game are going to quit before they even get to it, because the game is not going to feel good to play. It's that simple.
It's very stuffed in places, and it was definitely an MMO that...
The mobs pushing you around as tanks 1,000% the reason I quit playing. It was annoying and it made it hard to play. Yeah, and like you could say, oh, well, you just have to be better at the game. I say, well, you just have to be better at making the game. Fuck that. Like, I don't want to play a game like that. It's garbage. And so, like, this entire mentality, I think this is one of the issues people have, right? Is like people have this mentality where it's like, oh, well, MMO players, and this is a big problem, MMO players treat overcoming bad game design as a justification for it being good game design. It's not. If a game is shit and it plays badly and you're able to overcome it by playing in a certain way, that doesn't make the game not shit. It just makes you smart for being able to outplay it. And this is the big problem. MMO players take dealing with inconveniences and unfun game mechanisms as a point of pride. It's like, oh, I suffered through this very challenging and very annoying grind in the game, and so this is something that's important for the game to have. So this is one of the big problems that MMOs have, and they focus on trying to appeal to those players. That is, in my opinion, a death sentence. Because nobody wants to do that. Nobody, and also I think that like having a long grind is okay, but the problem is that whenever it's not fun or it doesn't function properly, which is what happened with New World.
Seriously, you took it, the more fun it had. And I think almost everyone can agree the New World is an MMO that had a lot of potential. I don't really feel like its potential was fully realized. I do personally disagree.
True, but I mean, they had 2 years to realize it. They never did. No, 4 years. The game came out in 2021. You had 4 years to realize the potential. You couldn't figure it out. I mean, do you think they're going to do... Oh, maybe on year 6 they're going to figure it out. No, they don't know what they're doing.
I mean, I'm just being honest, right? Direction as opposed to sandbox, because the benefit of sandbox design is that you've got like a long-term sense of progression, and sandboxy games rely less on developers to create constant, ongoing, massive content updates than theme park MMOs. And New World took the theme park approach, which definitely costs a lot more because you are expected to just pump out content, new zones, and things like that. I always thought like New World, with the way its professions work and the way the world is, if they designed it a little bit more sandboxy, a little bit more like they could literally steal ideas from RuneScape and just plug it directly into New World. It would work fantastically.
Game just did not play well. We will try it before a shutdown? Yeah, I'll probably play it.
Aside from that, the game was definitely, it felt like it was doing so much better in 2025. The sentiment around the game shifted.
Of course it shifted because everybody didn't like it quick. That's the thing, it's the same thing we go, wow. Like a lot of video, this is like a false security that sometimes things people have, is that when a video game loses a lot of its negative criticism, you might think that that might be a good thing, but in some cases, a video game loses its negative criticism because all the people that were criticizing it have given up on the game and they've quit. And I think that's what happened with New World. Like, I used to be pretty critical about the game, but then after I spent enough time and I realized, like, okay, this isn't really going to go anywhere, I decided, all right, well, I'm just going to go do something else. That's what I...
You look at a New World update video, any of the update vlogs, loads of dislikes, people just negative about the game.
Yeah.
And like this month, like with the whole Nighthaven thing, sentiment had completely shifted with this game, and sentiment around
people like the Rise of the Angry Earth too. They like every content update they've done has been received very positively. The Brimstone Sands was received really positively. Like all of them were. It's not about the content; it's about the systems. The systems and the gameplay were the problem. The content was fine.
Honestly, it was more positive than I have ever seen it throughout its entire lifespan.
Because everybody that was negative has quit.
and then it gets shut down. For fuck's sake, why though?
Yep.
Ah, Western MMO development. Like it says, it makes it sound like in the vlog it's not like it's not sustainable to continue supporting the game.
It's probably not.
With like new updates. Maybe if you take the theme park approach, it's not sustainable, but surely there's something you can do. The game's got like 40, the game had like 40k players, like just on Steam alone with the console player.
Yeah, with a brand new expansion launch that is based off of 4 years of developing a player base. Like, the thing is that I see what he's saying, but like if you really look at this in the context, right? So this is the entire context of the game. So in the entire context of the game, this was the lowest boost that it's ever had. The New World Eternum launch was better. The Rise of the Engineer was better. The Brimstone Sands Return to Eternum event was better. Every single other content patch has been better than this one. This is the worst one that they've ever had. This is just what the numbers show. That's it.
That's like one of the more popular MMOs. Like if you take these numbers and rank like the MMOs on player population, New World would be like top 6 most popular MMOs.
Those websites are totally invalid and accurate. It's hard to say, but like I'm sure it was like relatively popular. A lot of other MMOs were dead too. True.
How is that not salvageable? How is that not sustainable? You've already invested the money into making this game. Surely you can just take a redesign, maybe a redesign or a rework to make it so...
They did that. That was the New World Eternum. That was the re-release of the game. They have already tried this.
It can function with a smaller team.
It's boring.
Surely it can still make money. They still have the whole battle pass system. They have a lot of...
Like, I don't think they should shut down the game and shut down the servers. I think they can probably still make money with the game and still kind of, like, at a certain point, like, I mean, it's... Like, I feel like you kind of owe it to the players, at least keep it longer than a year, right? I mean, like... You can probably make money making cosmetics with the skeleton crew and like having, like, I mean, Lord of the Rings Online still has servers. So you're really going to tell me that you can't have a server for New World? I mean, give me a break.
The game was buy to play.
Yeah. Oh, it was Guild Wars 2. Yeah, exactly.
Baffled on this one. I was saying not too long ago, like New World, I was always worried that New World would potentially be another WildStar. WildStar was a game that I felt was shut down a little bit too early.
WildStar was a game that was developed for hardcore players for a while. WildStar was a game that listened to the top 1% of the player base and thought that they represented the entire player base. So they made a lot of systems and like dungeons that were really hard, a ton of attunements, really punishing raids, etc. The fact is that that's just simply not what people want. They listen to what the players want. You never listen to the players. You hear them, and then you don't give them what they want, you give them what they need. That's what World of Warcraft did. That's what every good game does. Bad games just listen.
So having less players than New World has now.
You think you do, but you don't?
Yeah. If New World becomes unplayable, like any time in the next few years, in the future I'll look back on this game the same way that people look back on WildStar.
That's true. I hope they don't shut it down.
Just like traveling around the world, just being out in the environments, mining rocks, leveling the professions.
I had so much fun. I really did. I had so much fun playing New World. It was amazing.
I'm gonna remember about this game, the soundtrack.
Yep, love the soundtrack. Amazing.
The funny voiceover, proximity voice chat moments.
Yep.
I will remember the janky combat. At times the combat felt absolutely fantastic. Maybe in like the smaller encounters. But
yeah, it felt good like 1v1 at low levels. But like whenever New World was a game that the better at the game you were, the worse the game was. The more that you played it and the more seriously you played it, the more problems the game had. And you remember seeing this whenever the game originally came out. And it was a bunch of, you know, fucking 38-year-old craft beer dads that are sitting around talking about, oh, I don't know why everybody thinks the game is bad. I log on every day and go fishing, and I'm level 13, and I love it. And it's like, okay, retard, give it 3 more months, and then we'll see where you're at. And in the 3 more months, you're at the same place we were at in 2 weeks.
So it did feel really bad.
Crazy.
But what other MMOs have we really had come out of the West in the past decade that have been considered like decent? Not many. Albion Online.
This is bad.
New Worlds. There hasn't been many.
Yeah, exactly. MMOs are just simply the amount of time investment and everything that you need for them. And I think also the people that want MMOs, there's too many people that want MMOs that want different things out of MMOs in order to make the MMO community happy.
Understand it from AGS's point of view. Maybe it's just it requires too many people to work on the game and they want those people reallocated to something else. But it doesn't make me super optimistic for the future of this Lord of the Rings Online MMO that was
dead, canceled, finished, done, needed, deleted, gone, and thank God. I guarantee you it's going to be garbage. They did Blue Protocol sucks. They did Lost Ark sucks. They did New World sucks. They did Throne Liberty sucks. Oh guys, wait a minute. Maybe the 5th game they make that's the same genre is actually going to be good. It's kind of like Team Ninja, for example. Every Team Ninja game is basically the same. It is. They have generally the same mechanics, generally the same gameplay. If you like one of them, you're probably going to like the other ones. It's the same thing as Dark Souls. If you like Dark Souls, you're probably going to like Bloodborne. If you like Bloodborne, you probably are going to like Sekiro. And if you like those, you're probably going to like Elden Ring. But the problem is that with this game, you have a 100% batting average, or let's say a 0% batting average, of missing every single time. And these games had a tremendous amount of marketing behind them. Like if you look at, you know, like the New World or Lost Ark, both of these games debuted at the top 10 Steam most played games, most concurrent player games of all time. Both of these different titles were in the top 10, I believe. It might be the top 15, but I know it's the top 15. It probably was the top 10, especially with Lost Ark. The fact is that these games were just simply garbage. Bad. They were not managed properly, and it's very clear that AGS does not know how to manage video games. They were given 4 chances. 4 chances, 4 failures. How could you possibly win? And I know that we want to talk about like how sad it is and everything, but like if it was your money on the line here, would you want to pay for another one after that many failures? It's your money. You're paying for this. No. Absolutely not.
Supposedly in development, I don't even know if that's gonna see a full release. Maybe they just look at MMORPGs nowadays and think from a time to cost perspective, it's just not worth it.
Absolutely. Yep.
It wouldn't surprise me to see the Lord of the Rings MMO also get canned again. I guess the future of MMOs in the West has to be indie. There is clearly no interest.
The next MMO that we're going to be able to have that will be good will have a lot of use of AI and procedural generation and other types of generative content. And that's the only way that MMOs will be able to survive inside of the market where other games are being developed so quickly. That's where I think things are going.
From the big publishers and the big studios to invest money into this genre. And if we want a good Western MMO, it has to come out of indie because they're the only people that are really doing it out of passion. So Western MMOs, basically indie devs, and we're also going to continue to get MMOs from Korea.
Well, I think that they did do it out of passion. Like the developers for New World, I think they really loved New World and they wanted to make it as good as possible, but they just simply did a bad job. It's just that simple. Like, it's not like the directors and all the guys working on the game, they wanted it to, they didn't want New World to be bad. They wanted it to be good. They just simply didn't do a very good job. And again, whenever you're talking about like a lot of these like very core functionality changes, like, you know, the high watermark system, people were getting negative feedback on that in the beta. Like, there were a lot of, like, very bad systems that New World had that players were actively complaining against, even in the beta, that were not changed. Things like, for example, the music changing every single time that you got into combat with different types of monsters. Like, that was so annoying, wasn't it? And then it took them, like, what, a year and a half to change that? At a certain point, there has to be a level of accountability that lies with the development team for making decisions. There does. There has to be a level of accountability. And I think that with so many of these games, everybody blames the executives. And yes, the Amazon executives are greedy and they don't care about the game and all they want is money. Of course, right? But again, you don't have these executives doing this at Capcom with like fucking Monster Hunter, because the game sold really well. It's very successful. The people that are developing the game simply did a bad job making the game. It's that simple. I don't know, like, if I think a lot of people feel bad for criticizing developers personally. And like, I don't mean this on a personal level either, but I think it's because people know the developers. So it's easier to empathize with the developers, but they don't know the people that are the executives, so you can just say the executives are the ones that are bad, right? But the truth is that you had so many of these problems, like, I'm trying to think of other examples like New World and like issues that it had. It had issues with like, at the beginning, the way that resources were being designed. So basically resources were very, very bottom heavy, where the iron was worth more than I think it was steel that was worth more than star metal, and then Ori Chalcum, which was the top resource, was worth almost nothing at the release of the game. And there's no way the game should work that way, right? But the problem is that the way that the crafting system was structured is that you needed, basically, it was like a pyramid system, where you needed a bunch of iron in order to get a bunch of steel, in order to get a little bit of star metal, in order to get some Ori Chalcum, right? And so these were functionary problems that anybody who understood anything about the way a game is played could immediately tell you are a problem. And the same thing with like having all these different types of, you know, like bullshit garbage buffs that you were able to get, and not being able to craft gear with certain things, and then needing to craft, like, in order to level up your crafting profession, it took such a tremendous amount of time that many people chose not to even do it. Then you had people cornering the market. Then you also had the markets being very, very defined and like hard to use. Then you had the in-game zones that were just simply non-functional. Like you would have, remember that Thork monster, like, you know, the Commander Thork, whenever he would charge at people and it would kill you even though you're not anywhere near him? That wasn't the decision that was made by an Amazon executive. This was a problem that people brought up in the debate. Like, the Thork would swing his sword around like this. He would swing his sword around like this, and he would hit people that were directly behind him. And the reason why is because they don't know how to program the fucking game. And it took them 2 or 3 years to fix that problem. And that problem manifested in a level 40 dungeon in the depths. So at a certain point, when it takes you multiple years to fix very simple functionalities, you can't be surprised that you're gonna lose players. The game's gonna die, and it's gonna get shut down. I would not blame the grunt developer. Most of the time, they don't prioritize what they work on. What I'm saying is that the people that were designing the game were the ones that were fucking up. The designers and the people that were making decisions on what to focus on in the game were the ones that were making mistakes. You should have never released a new content pack if you can't figure out how to stop your characters from losing. It doesn't matter how many new zones you make, whenever the character I've gone on a rant for so long, my computer went to sleep. Yeah, so like, why would you be doing that if you can't even figure out how to make your character stay in one spot? Like, and like people like the body blocking. Do you remember how long body blocking was in New World? It was in New World for like a year. People were saying get rid of the body blocking in the beta, but for some reason they didn't want to do that. So, and then eventually they did because it was the right decision. Actually getting CC, yeah, it was awful. And so that's really what the problem was. That was the main issue more than anything else. And my point that I'm making with this is very simple. This was not Amazon executives being evil. This was a design team and a development team that was incompetent, that did not prioritize tasks in the proper way. They took the most popular weapon, the greatsword, and then they locked it behind doing mandatory PvP for like 20 hours or something like that. And then you needed to do it for 20 hours in order to even have a chance to RNG loot the item. And then there was another item that was also equally good that had to say, it was just garbage. It was stupid. And it was stupid. It was just so, I remember that stream, yes, exactly. And I never got the greatsword. I'm like, well, 105 levels. Yeah, I got it pretty fast. Serenity, that was the sword. And I did get the sword. I was lucky. I had some guys that were really good playing. Skill issue? Okay, well, tell enough people that you have a skill issue, and now you have a job issue. That's the thing. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Tell everybody they have a skill issue. The thing is that any of these games is easier than Ninja Gaiden. Any of these games is easier than Sekiro. The problem isn't the difficulty of the game. The problem is the quality of the difficulty.
China, maybe Japan at times.
It's not being bad at a video game shouldn't, like, if you can't have fun playing a video game unless you are at a top 10% skill level, then expect to not have 90% of your players. Bad WoW players were still able to have fun and play the game. Bad Final Fantasy players are still able to have fun and play the game. If you can't make an experience that's enjoyable for casual players that aren't like super good at the game, then the only skill issue lies with you as the developer. You're the one that's not skilled. A lot of people don't have hours to invest into min-maxing and micromanaging and figuring out metas for your game. If you can't figure out a way for that person to be fulfilled by playing your game without doing that, then you're the one that's retarded, not them.
Sad day. I hope a private server for New World pops up in the similar way that it has with other MMOs. I don't know if that's possible because it uses like the Lumberyard engine. So it's probably not too many private server developers that would be familiar with that. The best case scenario is that people are able to preserve New World to some extent, either through private servers or maybe...
I really hope so.
If there's enough like outcry from the community, maybe they can change AGS's mind on it and keep the servers up. Because it'd be such a shame to see a world like New World just vanish completely.
I agree.
It's going to be really sad. An MMO content creator in the coming years, I can tell you that much. New World was one of those games that I always enjoyed covering. Every time there was a big update, I loved like covering this game, jumping back into the world, and immersing myself again. Honestly, I just feel devastated that I'm not going to be able to do that anymore.
Sad. It is. It's
I guess maybe before the servers are shut down, one last goodbye video.
I'll probably go back and play it again a lot myself before it goes away. I will.
After that, the game is going to be running for at least another 14 months. So maybe the thing to do is just experience it fully in that time. There are going to be world bosses.
I don't think he's aware of the Amazon layoffs. He's expecting AGS to do it. Yeah, AGS can't do it. The only way that AGS could save the world is if they sold it to a third party. Like if they sold it to, and I don't even know what company would buy it.
Weeks and some seasonal events will continue, but there's not going to be any more holiday events. They are going to fully support the game, like in terms of keeping it up. in the next 14 months. That's more than enough time to basically see every single part of the game's content. Nothing in life lasts forever. The only thing we have at the end of the day is our memories. So it's not too late to get your memories of New World. Cherish the memories you already have, and look forward to the next thing. As for New World, it's an MMO that I will have a lot of fond memories with, and I'm very sad to see it go.
I feel the same way.
What do you think about the whole New World situation in the comments below? Are you surprised as I am?
Nope.
Would you like to see there be some private server or some way of the game having some kind of preservation?
Absolutely.
And hopefully the next time I make a video, it's some positive news, because this one, it's not good, is it? Thanks for watching. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Really quickly, whilst I was editing this video, I saw that there was a petition to reinstate AGS's New World Eternum team on change.org. I don't know if it will do anything, but I'm going to link it in the description and pinned comment, so you can sign it if you want to see the game have some kind of preservation. Might not do anything, but it's better than nothing, isn't it? Cheers.
Gambling has...
Man, that's too bad, right? And every single, what is this here? Pretty much everyone is sad to see it go. Yeah, I think that a lot of people, like, this is a consistent viewpoint that many people have with New World, is that it was a video game that had a tremendous amount of potential, and it was squandered by whoever was calling the shots. Whoever was making decisions for New World made a lot of fucking mistakes. And I think that's fundamentally what it was. Watch it. I already did. I already watched it before. I'm only sad to have ridiculous potential. Yeah, there's the video. It's a lazy peon video. Obviously, like, I remember watching him play New World when it came out. He used to be a WoW content creator whenever I was a WoW content creator. And I remember watching him play BDO when it came out. He played a mage. Like, I've watched this guy for, I mean, I'm not even kidding, probably actually it's over 10 years. Over 10 years I've been watching this guy. And so there it is. Yeah, make sure to give him a like and give him some support. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. And so there you go. Who doesn't remember Scott saying, "I'm sorry, we failed again," like 10 times, the guy in that video? Yeah, I mean, that was like the game director. Yeah, I mean, you can only do that wrong so many times, right? And I think that's kind of what happened, is that he was around 10 to 20K for 3 years, and suddenly everybody is sad. Well, I mean, I think that a lot of people really like the game aesthetically. It's just that it didn't have anything that drew you to it that made you want to play it, right? And I think that's mainly the issue that New World had, is that there were a lot of things that, like, people just had no real reason to go in and play the game for. And if they didn't have that problem, I think obviously you'd still have a player base, right? And, like, the fact is, like, if the game had, instead of, you know, like 19,000 players, it had 119,000 players, they wouldn't have shut it down, right? They shut it down because it didn't have the player base. Anyway, MMOs are a dead genre. I don't think MMOs are a dead genre. It's just that the development costs. So in order to fund an MMO and to make it the way that people want it to be, you have to put in so much development money that you need to add in systems that make the game not what people want. So basically, in order to fund an MMO with great combat, with good social systems, great server stability, and it's actually a massively multiplayer online world, in order to do that, you need a lot of money. In order to get that money, you've got to have a lot of microtransactions. And you probably might also need pay to win. And if you have those things, you can't have an MMO. The main reason why Classic WoW worked is because if you walked into the fucking city and you saw somebody that looked really cool, it's because they earned it. You saw somebody in full tier 2 with Thunder Fury, a warrior, you could say, holy shit, that's the guy. Nowadays, there are all these skins, everything is, oh, well, you know, you can buy this from here, this is some sort of like collab reward or something else like that. That's the main problem. Would you fund and help make one? Oh, I don't want to do, I would maybe, like, provide some consulting, but, like, I don't want to get involved in another fucking project, bro. I just want to sit around and play. I do. I just want to sit around and play. I'm not a game designer. I don't want to be a game designer. I never wanted to be a game designer. I just want to be a consumer. And again, I don't have all the answers for things. I don't know what New World could have done. Like, I know some things they shouldn't have done, for sure. But, like, I don't know the perfect solution. But I know they did something.
Slice and dice.
But can you repeat your success? Fight harder. You are of no use to me dead. Champion has fallen.
Come, my minion!
Impressive. But can you repeat your success? Do not make me regret choosing you for this mission. Alas, a champion has fallen.
Ready.
Alas, a champion has fallen.
With you!
There is no time to rest. More undead warriors will soon arrive. Life must prevail over death. This struggle may be as eternal as I. Is not yet lost.
she did drop an apology for sexually assaulting 2 people. She's holding this guy down. Real weird, like, sexual assault. The person who was the victim right here says thank you.
I'm not even joking.
That's embarrassing for him as a guy. Why was he a bitch? Stop being a crybaby. You a pussy.
So she did drop an apology for sexually assaulting 2 people and doing it 4 times. I want to start off by saying that my actions and words are inexcusable, and I am in no way defending them. I will not deflect from my wrongdoings, and I will speak on my truth. Okay. Okay, so you're now, okay, all right, my
I will
truth.
bring peace to this universe.
Okay, so now we're in that situation. Okay, we're in a my truth situation. Uh-oh. And yeah, no, and yeah, she probably wrote this herself. I mean, no AI would use my truth. Only a retard would. As there have been many clips circulating and spreading false and skewed narratives. Really? False and skewed. Which part of this is false and skewed? Whenever you said that you beat your brother so bad that your family had to leave the country because they were going to arrest your dad, and Child Protective Services were going to take your family away from take you away from your family. Like, which part of that, whenever you explained it, which part of that was false or skewed whenever you were the one that said it? Or what about whenever you were on video doing it? Like, it's on video, you're doing it. You're caught, yeah, you're literally caught in 4K. I don't know what to say. Beat him until he was disabled, in her own words. I don't know if he was disabled, right? I'm not sure about that. And but let me go back and see if I can read it. First and foremost, the comments I made about the situation with Saeed were completely misunderstood. No, they weren't. No, they weren't. You're a toxic, disgusting, ratchet, party wannabe fucking bitch. That's what you are. That's what you will always be. And even at the end of this, after all of this goes away and you're gonna move on eventually with your life, you will still be a disgusting bitch. You will be. Because you can't even take accountability. Even now, where you get banned for the 2nd time because another clip gets resurfaced of you sexually assaulting another streamer, you will, and you're gonna do it again. By the way, you're gonna do it again. Now, people might say, "Oh, how do you know that?" I know that. Because she's not even admitting that she did anything wrong. She's a disgusting bitch. This is amazing. And so, misunderstood by the public, and I regret not choosing my words more carefully. You should regret speaking at all. You should have never talked about it. It's never embarrassing to be harmed or to speak about it ever. What I intended on expressing is that it's incredibly inconsiderate to bring up a friend's trauma in a joking manner and weaponize it against someone on a huge platform that could re-traumatize the person harmed. So she's trying to say that me making a video about this, I'm the one that's in the wrong because I'm making this person re-experience it. I can instantly disprove this. Saeed follows me on Twitter, and he personally reached out and he said, "Thank you for covering."
Destiny
He did.
awaits.
You're lying. You're emotionally manipulating. And I apologize to him if that's leaking it, but I don't want to have this parasite have even the slightest way of getting out of this. This absolute parasite. Yeah, another lying woman. Yeah, so she's lying. She's literally she's trying to make an emotional play here, and there's just not one to be made. That's not it. She's manipulating. Yeah, and so even the part about this that she's trying to say that, like, I'm somehow taking advantage of this, the person appreciated it. Yeah, so, like, what are we talking about here? As that is the only opinion that matters in this situation. Well, apparently not. I should have chosen my words more wisely and spoken with more empathy instead of rushing my way through it and accidentally implicating things that I don't truly believe. I'm deeply sorry for the way that I addressed the situation, and it was never my intent to make matters worse. Surely, and okay, we've got another page, unfortunately. Oh God, there's 3 of them? Okay, yeah, we'll read the rest of it, might as well, right? And prior to the situation escalating, as soon as I was notified that he was deeply hurt and wanted to reach out to me, I was able to message Saeed several times and apologize for my actions. Well, you said that you weren't, though, right? Because, like, because it's like, if you were able to apologize to him directly, then why were you asking for his phone number, but it was never given to you?
Once I get you stuck, game over.
Because, like, that, remember, like, because you were asking a bunch of people for his phone number and they didn't give you his phone number. So, like, how did that happen? Like, I don't know about this. What about the second girl? I have no idea. If Toast didn't come forward, does this apology even happen? Because I'm leaning towards no. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. And if she didn't get banned, even if people had talked about it, she wouldn't have apologized either. The only reason she's doing it is to try to express some sort of fake remorse in order to get out of the accountability. That's the only reason. Like, she's saying that basically I'm the bad guy for bringing attention to it, and people misunderstood what she was doing. And all 4 clips of her doing the same thing weren't actually that, and the entire world misunderstood it. So she's insulting your intelligence, gaslighting everybody that watched the clips, calling you all stupid, while she's lying to you about what her intentions were. That's what it is. That's what she's doing. Pretty obvious. It's unfortunate, but it's obvious. And so, so pathetic. It is. It's very pathetic. And I smell another video about the Asgard jump. Why? Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it. If you didn't want to get farmed, you shouldn't have done something that was going to make me farm. Too bad. Cry about it, bitch about it, talk about being a victim. Great. Then I've got another video after that. I can do this for as long as I need. And that's it. That's how it works. Yep. Welcome to the show. Anyway, and let's see if I can go back to the rest of these. Apologize to him several times, and apologize. It's inexcusable to have let it go for that far at the point where he felt uncomfortable and then harmed. 3 times, though, right? That was never my intent, and it was completely my fault for not stopping the segment and reading the room better. Well, people were telling you not to do it. As I was convinced by others that were close to him, implicated that it was a joke, I joined in, which I was in the wrong, and I will make no excuses for a lack of awareness. As regards to Disguised Toast at the streamer games, I was also out of line, although I not move the massage therapist out of the way like that he had described. I did not move the massage therapist out of the way like that he had described. It was on video. And I had asked for permission from Toast before he had laid down. I still shouldn't have been so comfortable. Well, wait a minute. So are you saying that Disguised Toast lied? Because he said that you did this non-consensual. So is he lying about this happening? Because that's the only way that this could make sense. And yeah, before I laid down, and I shouldn't have been so comfortable with him because I had never met him prior to the streamer games. I let the focus on the content creating bind me, and I was trying too far to get a clip at the expense of someone's comfort. Deeply regret it. Reached out to Toast as well. Yeah, sure. Okay, there's one more part of this. Let me go back and see if I can find the rest of it. Had a few days to think about how I've been approaching streaming and my actions can negatively impact people around me. I never want that to be the case. I'm incredibly sorry for all the harm that I've caused, and I will strive to not only be a better person, but be a better streamer overall, or better be a better streamer, be a better person overall. I know that I've received backlash online, and I will take all of that in stride. I will never let the hateful comments stop me from pursuing my passion of streaming. Well, I will never let the hateful comments stop me from pursuing my passion of streaming. What about the suspension? What about that? Yeah. It's written by AI. I don't know if it is or not. Yeah, I don't think so. And hopefully they never unban her. And I mean, I don't know why you would. I mean, Twitch unbanning somebody that sexually assaulted multiple partners. I guess maybe Saeed isn't partnered, but like this guy unbanning somebody who sexually assaulted somebody else who's an independent contractor, and then letting that person back on the platform knowingly that they've done that. Like, I think that opens your company up for a lot of liability. So like, Twitch would be retarded to ever unban her. And I know I've received backlash online. I'll take all them tried. Never let the comments stop me. The streaming with my incredible community and the team that I built with is truly amazing. Whether the comments are coming from other creators, more friends or viewers, I will strive to be better, learn and grow. And that's my best and only option. More that no matter what I say or do, there will be people that will use it against me. Well, I mean, you're just a liar. You're even lying in your apologies. You're lying in your apology, and you're weaponizing somebody else's trauma to defend yourself from criticism. Like, that's what you're doing.
I require some aid.
Like, that's obviously what you're doing. Like, it's just in plain English, right? Please explain fast what this is about. Okay, so basically there was this girl, and she held a guy while her other friend, like both of these girls, like massive, just disgusting, like ratchet, ghetto, like, I don't even know, like, I wouldn't say whores, right? I don't think that's really the right word, but just, like, basically, just disgusting people, right? Just scum. Yeah, like trash, like basically Trey trash behavior, right? And so they're hoes, yeah, basically, right? And so they're like, she's holding this guy, and then her friend is twerking on this guy, and as soon as, like, and the guy's very uncomfortable about this, by the way. And then they also got on top of him in a bed. And I think there was like a third incident that happened as well. And then she also went and grabbed a guy's ass. This is another streamer, and was like massaging his ass on camera in the middle of his stream, right? Whenever he clearly did not consent to this at all, and she didn't even know him. Not only did she not know him like that, but she didn't know him, period, really. And so basically, his ass, yeah, she was massaging that. Which person? Yeah, this guy's toes. Why isn't this person sued? Well, I don't know. But anyway, and he complained. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's because it's weird, right? And so she also, and then also she talked shit about how the guy that she was holding with her friend was like, you know, it's like you're not being a man whenever you complain about something like that happening to you. Like, she said it pretty obviously, right? And you know, again, I'll work even harder in the past. I may not be perfect. I'll be the best version of myself possible. Yeah, you beat the shit out of your brother so bad that the police almost put your dad in jail because they thought it was him. You had to leave the country. You've sexually assaulted multiple people. Like, you're a fucking psycho. You're a retarded psycho bitch, and you should never get unbanned. If Twitch ever unbans her, we're making another video about it, and I'm just going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep pressing this. And the thing is, though, what my favorite thing about people like this is that they will always keep making mistakes.
Chaos surrounds us.
I will be farming you until you retire.
30 seconds before you attack.
I will be. And it's not going to be because, oh, well, I'm stalking you or something like that. No. It's because you're going to do something wrong again. You're going to say something insane again. And the reason why I know that is because that's what you are. Apples come from an apple tree, and you're a retard tree. And you're going to be doing a lot of retarded things. That's it. And so she's bad, can't get it right. Yeah, it's going to happen again. You're going to do it again. You're going to do something else problematic again, and I'm going to be waiting. I will be waiting, and it's going to happen again. Now, hopefully, Twitch never unbans her, and it never happens, right? But where'd assholes come from? The asshole tree, I guess, right? And so that's it. And 2%er, yeah, I mean, she's absolutely, like, bona fide a 2%er. Like, I mean, this is a bona fide, certified, 100% 2%er, right? And do you think the SA ban on one platform should be carried out by all other platforms? I mean, if I was running a platform and I had somebody who got banned, like, would I ban that person for sexual assault on my platform too if it was with another creator? It would probably depend, right? I mean, I don't know. Like, it depends on the platform, right? Like, I mean, like with YouTube, probably not, because YouTube doesn't really ban anybody for anything. But same with like Twitter. Like, I don't think Twitter should ban her because Twitter has like actual like Nazis and like fucking murderers. Like OJ Simpson had a fucking account, right? And so like anybody can have a Twitter account. But like the difference is that if you want to be on a platform that has a certain level of rules and everything, then yeah, you should expect to have to follow the rules, right? What about off-platform behavior? Well, it depends, right? I mean, the thing is that with a person like this is what I said before. With a person like this, they will make another mistake. They will make another mistake. They will do something wrong again. They will fuck up again because it's what it's at the very core. I mean, she was doing this when she was 8 years old. She was saying, like, this is who she is. So I don't need to, you know, like, you know, oh my God, plot against this person. You're gonna do this to yourself again because it's what you are. And I will be there waiting. I will be there waiting, and it's going to be great. It will be. And we create videos if you're not allowed to monetize the videos on any platform. Would I create them? Yeah, I would. I honestly, if I can do something that puts somebody that I don't like in a position that they don't want to be in, that is something, like, there are very few things in my life that are motivating for me, but being able to shit on people that I don't like is one of the only reasons why I get up in the morning. That's about it. I wake up and I see some fucking bullshit. Like, this happens to me a lot of days. I will not want to stream, and then I'll open up Twitter, and I'm like, nah, they're not gonna get away with this shit, bro. Like, nah, somebody gotta say something. Nah, bro, like, somebody gotta let them know. Like, it's crazy. Feel bad. Yeah, exactly. Wake up and choose fine. Exactly. And did she use artificial intelligence? And yeah, thanks for putting this stupid bitch on blast, Zach. It just needed to happen. It did. She's just a lying, stupid bitch trying to look for excuses And it's disgusting that anybody would even slightly forgive her. Nobody should forgive her. Everybody should expect this to continue happening. You don't carry out abuse on your brother for the better part of 10 years, and then you only stop when he probably gets bigger than you do, so you can't beat him up anymore. That's realistically, you know, like, you do the math there, and like, she stopped when she was 14 or 15. I wonder why. You know, you don't do that and then do this again, and then there's recent clips you very clearly, like, you're not sorry. Like, that's not it. And so that's it. Yeah, she's a sick person. Yeah, she's just a sick, disgusting person. That's all there is to it. Her brother got mentally fucked because of her. Yeah, I wonder why, right? And yeah, you see her named she got named on a new Shoe on Head video. No, I'll watch that later on though. Her and that Zoe girl play into that aggressive New York girl mentality, and it's literally the only reason they have a community. They can't stop because they have no talent. I don't know. I mean, I don't know anything about them, and maybe you're right. And the aggressive New York girl, I mean, maybe they do. I mean, I just, I mean, I don't see why anybody would want to be around them, right? I mean, I don't know, and it seems like nobody does. That's why they were crying, you know, like that Zoe girl was crying. Oh, I didn't go on Kai's show. Yeah, because you were biting people. Like, why the fuck would Kai want to invite Nosferatu onto his show? Fuck no. Get out of here. Yeah, and so, yeah, in New York's a shithole. I don't know. What's aggressive New York girl? Well, no, I'm sure he means... I'm sure there's definitely an archetype of what he's discussing. I don't think he's wrong in that assessment, but I just don't know it personally, right? And so, does anyone actually believe it at this point? I will accept her apology so long as she never streams again. Thank God, bro. Like, if only, right? If only. So yeah, and also, like, by the way, and then whenever she gets banned, and then Saeed tweets out publicly, thank you. Isn't that crazy? And then she wants to weaponize the thing that she did to him to defend herself. Isn't that pathetic? How disgusting. No, absolutely disgusting, fucker. Yeah. Nice people, though. Yeah, never give people like this. And again, people might say, oh, well, like, you know, do you ever forgive people? No. I forgive in some cases, but I never forgive. And I know it sounds like a fucking an edgy thing to say, but never forget what people do, especially whenever they don't really take accountability for it and change. The only apologies that I ever accept are changed behavior. And if you don't change your behavior and do things differently, then the apology meant nothing. And I can guarantee you nothing's gonna change. It might for a while, but eventually the mask will slip. Yeah, you forgave me? Yes, you forgive and never forget? Yeah, exactly. When people tell you how bad they are, believe them? Absolutely. Isn't that Zoe Spencer girl on band? Yes, she is, but she's not streaming as far as I know, so I don't think it really matters. So yeah, sometimes I wonder if the internet caused us to see these people more, or if it actually spawned them in, not the first. So the truth is that, did the internet create more of these abusers? No, it did not. From everyone that I've talked to, a lot of the old guys I've talked to, like, you know, like guys like, you know, my dad, my dad's age, right? Like 70s, 80s, 60s. The truth is that it's always been like this, but now there's a camera to watch it happen. And people were, you know, like doing all kinds of weird sexual assault stuff in the 50s, 60s, etc. This was very, very common. And it was actually, according to them, more common than it is now. It's actually less common now because there's so many rules and regulations against it. Back in the day, you used to be able to just do this whenever you wanted. Jesus professed forgiveness. Are you too good for Jesus? No, I'm not too good for Jesus. I'm not good enough to be Jesus. That's the reason. I can't. And also, you always talk about forgiveness, but you're never the person who has to experience the consequences of the forgiveness. So it's easy for you to say, oh, well, let's forgive her, because the odds are you will never be the person who will be the recipient of this bad action the person could do. So I understand what you're saying, but you have to think about how selfish that is. You do. It's an extremely selfish thing for you to do, to say, let's all collectively forgive her so another person that I have no connection to can have something bad happen to them. Why are you really doing this? You're doing that so you can feel like you're a good person. So really, whenever you abstract this, you're putting other people in danger just so you could make yourself feel good. No. No.
Well, you can't expect to win them all.
Nope, you're not gonna try to weaponize the Bible, weaponize Jesus, anything like that. You're gonna try and play these games. These games might work on Reddit, okay? They might work on Reddit. They're not gonna work on me. It's very obvious what you're doing. The dishonesty is blatant. A lot of people have been getting mad at this clip. I'm gonna watch it. Let's see it.
These like lovely sort of small towns in England, Scotland, Ireland. They've been like sort of living their lives quietly. They're like hobbits, frankly. It's
like the scouring of the Shire.
Bro, yes.
The right heroes can
Oh
make
my
all the
God.
difference.
in fact, J.R.R. Tolkien based the hobbits on people he knew
in World War I.
In small town England.
Well,
because they were just like lovely people who like to, smoke their pipe and have nice meals and everything's pleasant. The hobbits in the Shire. So he was talking about.
Who did he base the orcs on?
Places like Hertfordshire, like the Shire is around in the Greater London area.
Yeah.
Oxfordshire type of thing. But the reason they've been able to enjoy the Shire is because hard men have protected them from the dangers of the world. But since they have almost no exposure to the dangers of the world,
it doesn't exist.
They don't realize that they're there.
Yeah.
Until one day, 1,000 people show up in your village of 500 out of nowhere and start the kids. This has now happened God knows how many times in Britain.
And people are really, really mad about this clip. It's got 4 million views. And do you know what I've been seeing a lot of people doing? And if I go back, Gandalf would not allow this. This is genuinely insane. I mean, worryingly divorced from any reality. How desperate are people to believe this nonsense? If it was so fake and so inaccurate, why are there so many speech laws that prevent people from talking about it? Why are the other governments in places like Sweden and Norway not reporting the rapes and the different types of sexual assaults by the citizenship of the person? Why are they doing that? If this is so divorced from reality, then why are they doing so many things to hide something that doesn't exist? I don't, and you just see the videos, and there's a bunch of scammers right underneath the Eiffel Tower running around with sticks. Like, it's not like this is a fucking, no, it's not like nobody knows about this. There's no arguments, no attacks. Yes, the South African wants to be American, just speaking out his ass about the UK and Ireland. Go fuck yourself. So, and then it come out, there are no arguments against this, by the way. Is descendant for people that actually turned up in villages in Africa and stole from and raped and murdered the indigenous people. His wealth stems from the emerald mines that his ancestors stole. Here he peddles pure fiction to sustain the racist system he owns everything to. So you agree that it's bad? So he's even agreeing on it. I can't believe people believe this, for fuck's sake. Do you know why people believe it? It's because video cameras exist. And they see the videos of it happening. And you have individuals, people that are living there, that are saying they're afraid to go outside. That's the reason why. We're at the it's not happening stage? No. And did they really steal the mines? Who cares? Like, I don't know. I mean, what did Elon Musk's dad do 50 or 100 years ago? Who gives a fuck? Like, it has nothing to do with that. And post should be used as an intelligence test for having the right to vote. Exactly. It should be. And if you don't believe it, you shouldn't be able to vote. I completely agree with them. Absolutely. This is bullshit from a small town in Ireland. I wish that you could take and look at these people and see where they live and see how homogenous the culture that they're living in is. Because I like seeing these comments and then finding out, oh, well, I'm from this place and that's not happening. Well, yes, because this place doesn't have any of those migrants at all. That's on Twitter? Yes, it's amazing, isn't it? And the guy's a famous comedian in Britain, by the way. Yeah, well, of course, right? So he lives in a place where he doesn't have to experience any of the negative effects of migration. This is the difference, right? In Sweden, the identity of the perpetrator is only revealed by the media if the sentence is a life sentence. Usually they give hints about the nationality if it's not a citizen by stating he's getting deported or not. BRA, the crime statistics, release the stats of natives, EU, or outside of the EU citizen criminals. But anyway, so yeah, obviously this is happening. Obviously bringing in a bunch of migrants in a small city, in a small town is going to cause a bunch of problems, right? I'm Irish here, he's 100% right. They're dropping double the population of illegals into some villages. Our military is tiny, not even 10K. And yeah, there you go, right? It's a lie. In Sweden, the culprit is Swedish. He's outed directly. If it's an immigrant, it's being hidden until he's proven guilty. I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, I don't live there. It's just things that I've heard and seen. But I was just talking about the way that the different things are reported because I do know about that. So in terms of like how the media reports it, I can't really comment on it. So yeah, insane that saying it's not happening. It's genuinely insane to say that it's not happening in Newtown. Mount Kindy had busloads of people smuggled in under the cover of darkness. Plenty of small towns in Ireland have had their locals outnumbered in a matter of months. Being the kids, sorry, when did that happen?
Only 60 seconds left.
Man. If it was me, this is what I can't say what I would do. Never mind. I was thinking this out, and I can't say it. Never mind. I'm a very, let's just say that I'm a very creative person. I'm a creative person, and I really like the idea of poetic justice. Right? Are you? Yeah, it's better for me just not to say these things. And why are people like this? I'll explain why they're like this. The reason why they're like this is because they don't ever have to see it. So, for example, a person that lives in, let's say, New Hampshire is probably not going to experience a tremendous degree of illegal migration there to the same level that a Californian would, or a person living in Texas, for example, right? So whenever you don't experience this yourself personally, you are abstracted from the consequences of what's happening. And because you're abstracted from the consequences and you don't understand them, you don't really have a grasp on what's going on. And so when you hear about, oh, this is really bad, and then you use your situation personally as a frame of reference, because most people, this is another thing that we need to understand about most people. Most people are completely self-referential in their thinking and in their logic. That means that they base everything that they believe off of things that they have seen and experienced personally. So if a person hasn't seen or experienced this personally, they won't assume that it will be real. And that's not always wrong. But what it is wrong is whenever you're using it to invalidate other people's experiences, right? That's what Karens do. So for a lot of these people, they live in upper middle class gated communities. They have a very limited interaction with any of these migrant communities. And the really negative effects of it are not being felt by these people, because these people are not on the